Which is best?
Top Gun.
Roger Moore.
Hercule Poirot. There's only one way to find out. Fight! I'm talking out my backside. Breastfeeding in public.
Yeah, absolutely.
James Mason.
James Mason.
What the shit is a microaggression? For fuck's sake. Just eat the beef.
Welcome to the Tuesday Show with CJ and Ted.
I kind of like to wing it, fly by the seat of my pants, you know.
Well, indeed. And that just shows why the content of the show is what it is. Because we're both just winging it.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you were just blaming that entirely on me there for a minute.
No, not entirely on you. No, I'm much the same. Although I did write a note in the show notes.
Yeah.
And that was something about James Bond.
Oh, yeah, James Bond, which is best?
Which is best?
There's only one way to find out. Fight! Remember that show? What was that?
I do.
Harry Hill's TV burp, was it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That would be a
great show, man.
That would be an epic fight, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It was like, right, okay, get all the Bonds together, and let's see who makes it out alive.
Yeah.
Who would your money be on?
I couldn't tell you, only because I'm not a James Bond fan.
Really?
I'm really not. And I think a lot of that stems from when I was a kid. My nan loved James Bond. I think she was a big fan of the books and enjoyed the movies as well. So it was more or less kind of all we watched at the weekends. Mm-hmm. I'll say all we watched, but, you know, a regular basis we were watching James Bond movies. And they just weren't really for me. Love the music in them, love the title sequences and what have you, but as you know, as spy movies go, not really for me.
I just thought it was kind of a classic Christmas thing to have several Bond films on.
Yeah,
it was always the way.
Actually, yeah, I kind of vaguely remember that. Yeah, when back when I had terrestrial and or cable TV, I vaguely remember Bond films being on.
Back in the day when you used to watch what was on.
Yeah, when you didn't get a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had 4 channels and that was it. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think if I had to pick one, it would probably be Sean Connery, but that's because Sean Connery is awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
In everything I've ever seen him in, he's just been amazing.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single
Tennis.
Can't think of a single film that I've seen him in that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, The Rock, what a classic film. Crimson Tide. No, Hunt for Red October, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Hunt for Red October. When he mispronounces adversary. He says adversary.
Adversary.
We have a new adversary. Yeah, I can't think of a single Sean Connery movie that I've seen that I don't like. Except for perhaps James Bond. And I think it's not that I don't like them, they're just not for me. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not going to go out of my way to find them.
No.
But when I have watched them, yeah, they're okay, they're well-made films. I enjoy them. But it's not really my jam.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go, Sean Connery.
That's fair enough.
Solved.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know. Probably Sean Connery, because he's very possibly the coolest of them all.
100%.
Although Roger Moore was my sort of era for Bond. He also did the most.
He did.
He did indeed.
Yes, he did.
So I think if somebody says James Bond, my first thought is
Roger Moore.
Yeah, I mean, I've just proved that it isn't. I've just said Sean Connery. Maybe my first thought is Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
So mine will always be Sean Connery.
Torpedoed my own argument there. Torpedoed.
Torpedo.
Commander Bond.
Miss Moneypenny. I'm just looking at other people that have played Bond. There is only 5, isn't there?
I think so.
Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, George Lazenby.
Oh, George Lazenby. Does anyone count that one though? It was like one film. Was it Casino Royale?
No. It was. Was it? No.
I think it was.
No.
I think it was. Hang on. I'm checking. I'm fact checking.
Fact checking on Googly. Whilst you're doing that, I know I saw something posted
on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Sorry.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, 1969.
Right. I saw something posted on Twitter. I think it was just pointing out that all the Bonds have done a different number of Bond films.
Okay.
No Bond has done the same number of Bond films as the other.
Cool. Good nugget of knowledge there.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I don't know whether it would be particularly useful knowledge, but...
Might be useful in a pub quiz, especially if you know how many each one has done.
Yeah.
That's what we should do. We should do a Tuesday night pub quiz.
I'm very, very bad at, what do you call it?
Pub quizzes?
What? Pub quizzes?
Pub quizzes.
Well, I was going to say of...
general knowledge.
General knowledge and retaining information.
That's okay. I'm great at retaining useless information.
Good.
So, yeah.
That's your nerdy side coming out.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So, George Lazenby did on Her Majesty's Secret Service. So there you go. Yeah, the original Casino Royale, it actually said was... lost the name now. What's his name? Played Poirot. Oh. I can't remember his frickin'. So I've literally just closed it now and I've lost the thing.
Poirot?
Yeah, he played
Old
Poirot.
Hercule?
Hercule Poirot.
Well, who played James Bond?
Yeah. No, scratch that. I'm talking out my backside.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
100%. I'm 100% talking out my arse.
Yeah.
No, it says a Casino Royale 1967, starring Peter Sellers. Peter Sellers is who I was thinking of. So Peter Ustinov was who I was thinking of with Hercule Poirot.
Ah, right. Yeah. Wrong Peter.
Yeah, it's right, because it says Peter Sellers and the next name is Ursula Andress.
Right.
Well, I just saw P and U and then put the two together and made Peter Ustinov.
Yeah.
No,
I
Peter
was just
Sellers.
about to say you don't hear much of Peter Sellers these days, but of course, obviously he's dead. But
I was going to say, is that because he's dead?
But there are a lot of films. You just don't. Things just don't seem to be. Don't seem to pop up very often.
No. I mean, you say Peter Sellers to me, and I just immediately think the Pink Panther.
Yeah.
It's just my first thought, and probably the only series of films I could name that he was in. Or the only films I could name that he was in, apart from now, Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
There are lots of great films that he was in, along with many other people that sort of crop up from time to time.
Was he in One of Our Dinosaurs Is Missing, or am I now back to Peter Ustinov? I think I'm back to Peter Ustinov.
I have no idea whatsoever.
Again, it's another film that we used to watch when I was a kid living in London.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Peter Sellers, IMDb. Quite a good film, I guess. Quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
Basically about someone stealing some diamonds or jewels or something valuable, hiding them in the Natural History Museum inside a dinosaur, and then they steal the dinosaur on the back of a truck and run around London. So, yeah, quite a good, an interesting
that sounds
story.
Like quite a Sellers sort of thing. There were quite a few Ealing comedies that were like that, all caper films. He was in a lot of those.
Yeah, Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there's Group Captain Lionel something.
Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie.
Hello?
Is it me you're looking for? Group Captain Lionel Mandrake in Doctor Strangelove.
I
don't think I've ever seen it.
Okay.
Of course, A Shot in the Dark. Like I say, the Pink Panther series, I could easily rattle off for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
trying to think of there's a prison one that Two-Way Stretch. Two-Way Stretch?
Yeah, I saw something about Two-Way Stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, character called Dodger Lane, 1960, Two-Way Stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Again, never seen it.
Yeah.
We've got... I just saw the James Bond one as well. Here we go. Casino Royale, 1967. As Evelyn Tremble. Don't know who that is.
David Niven was in that, wasn't he?
I'll say that's David Niven as it says here, Sir James Bond. Sir James Bond. Was he ever knighted? I don't know. Well, obviously he was.
Oh, should have been. Yeah.
Revenge of the Pink Panther, 1978. His last film, The Fiendish Plot of Dr. Fu Manchu, in 1980. So.
Oh, there you go. That's a positive history of Peter Sellers.
Yes. Yeah, so I can't say I've ever seen any of the other films that he's been in apart from the Pink Panther series and probably Casino Royale.
CJ, what is your favourite film?
Top Gun.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure you've asked me that before and I've said exactly the same thing. Oh. Top Gun, yeah. I have kind of a rolling top 10 of movies, or films, if you like. Top Gun is it always sits at the top. What's your favourite film? And I'm pretty sure I've asked you this. I don't remember what your answer was.
You probably have. The answer that I probably gave was...
It's a Wonderful Life.
No.
Oh, no, that's your favourite
Christmas
Christmas
film, yeah. My favourite film would be The Italian Job.
Okay, the original, I assume.
Yes,
with old Michael Caine.
Yep.
And you're supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
That's a good film. I haven't seen that for a very long time, but I remember enjoying it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, much better than the crappy remake that was made. What? God, that's got to be 20 years ago now, if not more.
Probably close to it. Well, the thing with most remakes is that they are crappy and they really need to be remade.
Yes, 2003. The remake came out. The Italian Job, starring Mark Wahlberg and Donald Sutherland, Edward Norton, Charlize Theron, Seth Green, Jason Statham. Loads of names in there.
Yeah.
Loads of names.
Yeah. I think the most important thing with the remakes is that you make a remake so that they can throw in some extra strong female characters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Because there are there's never been female characters or strong female leads in films ever before. Nope. Never been seen. This is the thing, though. Their idea now of a strong female character is somebody who can go and kick ass.
Yeah. And I'm not down with that.
Yeah, strong female characters, weighs about 2.5 stone, but can knock out, 5 ninjas or something like that. They remade what's called Ghostbusters with an all-female.
Girlbusters, yeah.
Girlbusters.
Now,
I've not seen it, but I like
as a fan of Ghostbusters, I didn't enjoy it that much. I understood why it was made. I don't think it needed to be made. It wasn't a requirement to make that film. There was no calling to make an all-girl Ghostbusters film.
No.
Yeah, they did it anyway. So, and that's cool. I don't have a massive issue with that. It was an enjoyable film. My biggest issue is Melissa McCarthy, one of the lead actors in it.
Who's she?
Everything I see her in, she always seems to just play the same character.
Right.
The same mouthy, I don't want to say stupid, but almost that kind of, what's the word for it? Just a bit of a ridiculous character.
Yeah.
Almost like a, if you can name one person that you know in real life that's like this person, you must be very unlucky. And that's just how it comes across to me. I mean, I've seen a couple of things with Melissa McCarthy, and actually where I feel like she's done really well, and the character is quite well developed and what have you. But no, in that film, I just felt like you just kind of playing the same character I've seen in every other film I've seen you in.
Mm-hmm. If you look at the films of Peter Sellars and things like the Carry On films and all these the old Ealing comedies, you look at the strong female characters that they actually had, such as the ones played by Hattie Jakes.
Mm-hmm.
But you look back to Hattie Jakes. What's new? What's new about having female characters that perhaps lead or control a story and that are larger than life characters in more than one way?
That's it. There's nothing new about it. And I guess, kind of sticking with the Carry On theme, it was always when there's a call for it, just talk, I'm thinking a lot along the lines of like Carry On Matron and, Carry On Doctor and all that, where Hattie Jakes played like the senior female person in whatever situation they happened to be in or scenario they were in. She played the lead part of that gender.
Yeah.
Is that the right word now? Gender, sex, whatever. She was always there as the lead female. Nothing's really changed there, I don't think. And it's that when it, I don't know. I'm trying to tread carefully. I don't know. Upset.
I'll tell you where it's changed is that, as I say, female characters can't be just simply female characters in the way that they used to be, with their own ways of doing things or their own kind of things that might relate to their gender. They need to be the ones who are doing things that are traditionally thought of as being male roles. So they need to be the one kicking ass. They need to be the one, being the IT person or
the IT person.
the gun-toting one or whatever it may be, and they can't having a strong character. You can have a strong character who's a mother. Can you think of even people's own personal experience? In a home, a pretty strong character is a mother.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, if you look at another classic film, which you may well not have seen, which is Spring and Port Wine, which is technically a play, but it was on screen with James Mason.
Okay. James Mason.
James Mason. It played James Mason. It played the...
Classic Eddie Izzard sketches there.
He played the father. But one of the key characters in that is the mother.
Right.
So
it just feels like in this day and age there has to be this massive song and dance made about the strong female leads, and I don't understand why. Because, like you say, they've always been there, but maybe it's because they've just been kind of like the unsung heroes. Yeah, they haven't really had that big a deal made out of it, and it's always been about, like you say, the male leads or male actors doing male actor things, and they're the ones that kind of get all the the kudos for it.
Yeah.
So maybe now there has to be a bit of a song and dance made. I don't really know. Like I say, for me personally, I don't feel like it's necessary.
I don't feel like it's necessary either. And I'll make one concession in that, and it could be possibly picked up by somebody who thinks differently to me, who's just listened to me talk about Spring and Port Wine. It's not like I'm unaware of the fact that I can name James Mason, but not name the actress, the actor who played the wife. Yes, that's not escaped me. Having said that,
but my question is, in that situation, who was the lead character? The father or the wife?
I'd say the lead character is probably the father.
There you go.
But then, even if the lead character was really the mother, which you could say it was in many ways, the father was played by James Mason, who is one of the best known actors of all time. I think if he was playing alongside Marilyn Monroe, people would say, "Oh yeah, Springport Wine," so with Marilyn Monroe and the guy from all the films.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So you put Marilyn Monroe into a film, they suddenly become the lead character. Mm-hmm. That's the name that everybody knows. Screw everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I find that I think things seem to be made in such a way as to, I don't know, kind of get rid of those, not like traditional roles, but things are being fudged. So as to say, okay, it's the girl who's the kick-ass, who goes around doing things that no women, generally speaking, do on a regular basis. Whereas the men are the ones that sit back and sort of take it, or are stupid. Not quite as stupid as they are in adverts. Television adverts. If you ever watch a television advert, the men are stupid.
Oh, 100%.
We're always going to be saying, "What? I don't understand." Well, I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay over the odds because I'm a fool. I'm going to pay more for my broadband. I'm going to buy the wrong car. I'm going to be the one that can't work the TV, or lose the children, or whatever it may be.
It's the children.
Well, you can imagine the sorts of scenarios you get in these adverts, but it's always the women that pick up the pieces because they're good at everything. They're good at fighting and changing wheels and and being scientists and all that sort of fun stuff.
Yeah, all at the same time, all while breastfeeding in public.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is the only way the breastfeeding is allowed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got into breastfeeding from adverts.
I was watching I've caught a Maltesers advert or something, and it was basically two women sat at a bus stop. One of them was breastfeeding, while the other one had a bag of Maltesers and offered them one. Offered the breastfeeding woman one. But I remember I was kind of watching that, and I'm just like, why is it necessary, but why is it relevant? What relevance does that have to the product that you're advertising, apart from the fact that maybe as a brand you support women who want to breastfeed in public? Which, I don't know, maybe it's for the modern generations it's not that big a deal. I don't know, or maybe it's just me. I kind of look at it and I just think, why is that a big deal? Why is someone breastfeeding in public a big deal? Why is there so much kind of attention drawn to it? Why do people have a problem with it? What's the problem?
I think I don't think there's that many people that do have a problem with it.
And here's my problem. So why is it why is it kind of at the forefront of the public eye? Why are people throwing it in my face that some people have a problem with people breastfeeding in public when there really actually isn't that much of a problem? It's just the select few who have a problem.
But but this is the thing with everything at the moment. There are so many things for which it would apparently be a problem, but it's actually not a big problem. And not many people have a problem. Most people don't have a problem with what other people are doing.
No,
they really don't. They don't. No, they don't really give two hoots about like the next person, what they're doing, who they're doing it with, or what they're wearing, or what they're doing, or whatever it may be. They don't care.
No, they just go about their day and everyone's happy.
Yeah. Which I think in many ways is a disappointment for the people doing whatever they want to do, because actually what's better than doing what you want to do than actually highlighting the fact that you're doing what you're doing, because you've got people saying that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and if you can follow that, then
I was going to say I'm lost, but I understand the general premise, or the general point we're trying to make.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing is, if you say, okay, we're going to have a mass breastfeeding event in the local Costa, the purpose of that,
I'll be outside with my binoculars.
Yeah, exactly. But no, the purpose isn't to feed a lot of babies at the same time. The purpose of that is to get one person. Just one person somewhere in the bottom end of the comments or the tweets, or somewhere there will be somebody who says, a bit unnecessary, isn't it? So we can all, hand wring and say, oh, this is terrible, look at it, this, what a bigot.
But then again,
this is just a baby eating their dinner.
But isn't that what the media in general go for? They just find stories where there are no stories and bring it to the public attention to make it a story.
Yep.
And that's then what people talk about, and then you suddenly realise that actually most people don't have a problem with what they're reporting.
Yeah.
And they should actually leave it alone.
Well, that's what the media do all the time, don't they? They say, well, yeah. Oh, look, somebody said something offensive. Isn't this offensive? This is what they said. Well, if it's so bloody offensive, don't repeat it.
Stop saying it. Yeah, stop saying it.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to sticks and stones? Eh? That's what I want to know. What happened to sticks and stones?
I think we're a long way away from that.
Yeah.
No, I think there's I think in actual fact we've gone into a reverse situation where words are described as violence, but.
Yeah, microaggressions.
Yeah, absolutely.
What the shit is a microaggression? For fuck's sake.
Do you know what? I think asking what a microaggression is could
is a microaggression
described as a microaggression. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I get again that it's not everyone that does this, and that it is only a very small select few of people, a very select few people who say this, but it's like when people don't want you to clap, they say, oh, clapping's a microaggression. It's not, it's clapping. Behave yourself.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a microaggression, so we're going to click instead. Well, what difference does that make?
That's a microaggression.
Exactly. Surely that's a microaggression too. And you're like, well, rather, because again, we're back to this. You're clicking. I know that you're doing that as a replacement for clapping, so you might as well just clap.
Good point. Good point.
You can't substitute something and expect everyone to be okay with it. That's like saying, well, I don't know, everything that we've just said.
Yeah.
Just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think of clicking is something very rude to do to a waiter.
100%. 100%.
Therefore, it's a microaggression.
I've got it now. I've got it. It's like saying that you, for whatever reason, you don't eat meat, but you will still want to taste meat, so you're going to have corn instead, or whatever the replacement flavour of the day is.
Mm.
You're going to have that instead. You might as well just eat the meat, because you clearly enjoy the flavour, so just eat the damned meat. All right, we are, as human beings, we are designed to eat meat. So eat the meat. Straightforward enough.
So the vegan burger is in fact a microaggression.
Yes, that's where I'm going with this. The Chicken Big Mac, latest incarnation from McDonald's. The Chicken Big Mac
that's
is a
definitely not
micro.
vegan, is it?
No, but it's a microaggression because you want a Big Mac, but you don't want it with beef, so you can have it with chicken instead. Just eat the beef because you clearly want a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Just eat the beef.
That was the Tuesday Show.
Get in touch with us. All the links are in the description. And until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.